Hello everyone. Today's lecture is on the literary term essay. I'm Dr. Nilofer Kohri, and this term is basically included in the syllabus of BA Part 3rd, and it is useful for all literature students. An essay is generally a piece of writing that gives the author's own argument about a particular subject. Essays have traditionally been subclassified as formal and informal. Formal essays are characterized by serious purpose, dignity, logical organization, and length. Whereas the informal essay is characterized by the personal element, that is, self revelation, individual tastes and experiences, confidential manner, humor, graceful style, rambling structure, unconventionally or novelty of theme, etc. So, when we talk about essay, in general, we say that anything that is written in prose is known as an essay. Uh, and when we and that is true for the essay, but when we discuss in literature, it is says that whatever a writer or an author gives his argument about a particular subject, about a particular topic, is known as essay. Okay, and further, they are classified as formal and informal essay. Formal essays are generally serious in purpose, they have dignity, they have length, etc. And informal essay can any piece of writing which includes self-revelation, individual taste, experiences, confidential manner, humor, style, etc. etc. Essays are commonly used as literary criticism, political manifestos, learned arguments, observations of daily life, recollections, and reflections of the author. The word essay derives from the French infinitive essayer, that means to try or to attempt. In English, essay first meant a trial or an attempt, and this is still an alternative meaning of essay. So, essay means to try or to attempt. The attempt of presenting views on something, we can say that. The Frenchman Michel de Montaigne was the first author to describe his essay as he used the term to characterize these as attempts to put his thoughts into writing. Okay, so Montaigne was the first to use the term for his works, the essays. Subsequently, essays has been defined in variety of ways, and one definition is a prose composition with a focused subject of discussion or a long systematic discourse. Okay, so composition in prose, the subject is the focused subject, discussion of the focused subject, and a discourse and analysis of long in a long and systematic way. Let's discuss the Huxley's definition of essay. Aldous Huxley says that the essay is a literary device for saying almost everything about almost anything. Okay, so simple. The definition is literary device for saying almost everything about almost anything, and adds that by tradition, almost by definition, the essay is a short piece. Furthermore, Huxley argues that essay belongs to a literary species whose extreme variability can be studied most effectively within a three-poled frame of reference. And these three poles are: number one, the personal and the autobiographical. The essayists that feel most comfortable in this pole write fragments of reflective autobiography and look at the world through the keyhole of anecdote and keyhole of anecdote and description. So, the first category, according to Aldous Huxley, who says that there are three poles or worlds in which the essay may exist. First is the personal or autobiographical kind of essays, which is the most comfortable kind of writing for the author. Write fragments of reflective autobiography and look the world through the keyhole and of anecdotes and descriptions. Okay, so there are small descriptions and small tales about someone's life into these kinds of essay, the personal and autobiographical. Then the objective, the factual, the concrete, particular. The essayists that write from this pole do not speak directly of themselves but turn their attention outward to some literary or scientific or political theme. Okay, the themes of these writers are not autobiographical. They do not talk of themselves. They talk about literary or scientific or political theme. Their art consists of setting forth, passing judgment upon, and drawing general conclusions from the relevant data. So let's say that they go through some data, they pass judgment according to data to those samples and draw conclusions according to those data. Then the abstract universal. In this poll, in this third kind of poll, according to Huxley, we find those essayists who do their work in the world of high abstractions. Okay, means they do not talk about themselves, they do not talk about the worldly themes, but uh, seldom mention the particular facts of experience. They talk about abstract things. Now let's discuss the forms and styles of essays. There are many kind of essays. The first kind is expository. Expository is used to inform, describe, or explain a topic using important facts and teaching reader about the topic. Okay, means it describes or explains a topic, or it is a kind of lesson about that for the readers about something, mostly written in third person using it, he, she, they. Expository essay uses formal language to discuss someone or something. The examples of expository essays are a medical or biological condition, social or technological process, life or character of a famous person. Writing of expository essays often consists of following next steps. Means first there is the organization of thoughts or brainstorming, then researching a topic, developing a thesis statement, writing the introduction, writing the body of essay, and writing the conclusion. So these are the steps which are followed in the writing of expository essays. So anything that exposes, the medical or biological essays, the social or technological essays, or the biographies of famous person are included in these kind of writings, expository essays. Next is descriptive essays. Descriptive writing is characterized by sensory details which appeal to the physical senses and details that appeal to a reader's emotional, physical, or intellectual sensibilities. Okay, the details which are related to the senses. Determining the purpose, considering the audience, creating a dominant impression, using descriptive language, and organizing the description are the rhetorical choices to consider when using a description. Okay, they determine the purpose, they consider the audience, think about the audience, create a dominant impression, then use the descriptive language, and organizes the description. That are the rhetorical choices to consider when using a description. A description is usually arranged spatially but can also be chronological or emphatic. The focus of a description is the scene. Description uses tools such as denotative language, connotative language, figurative language, metaphor, and simile to arrive at a dominant impression. One university essay guide states that descriptive writing says what happened or what another author had discussed. It provides an account of the topic, and lyric essays are an important form of descriptive essays. Okay. Now, next type of essay are dialectic essays. In the dialectic form of the essay, which is commonly used in philosophy, the writer makes a thesis and an argument, then objects to their own argument with a counter argument, but then counters the counter argument with a final and novel argument. This form benefits from presenting a broader perspective while countering a possible flaw that some may present, or we can call it an ethics paper. So dialectic essays, which is used in philosophy, they give an argument or a thesis and then give counter arguments of their own argument, and in order to prove their point, in order to prove themselves, they keep on counter arguing. So finally, after counter arguing, they prove their own argument and settle with a novel argument. Okay, and it gives a broader perspective. Then next is exemplification kind of essay. An exemplification essay is characterized by generalization and relative, representative, and believable examples, including anecdotes. Writers need to consider their subject, determine their purpose, consider their audience, decide on specific examples, and arrange all the parts together when writing an exemplification essay. So, the exemplification essays are the generalization, the relevant, representative, and believable examples in including anecdotes. They include examples from anecdotes or from stories. Okay, the subject is considered, the purpose is determined, the audience are considered, and specific examples are being included to exemplify, to analysis the topic. Then the familiar topics or the familiar essay. An essayist writes a familiar essay if speaking to a single reader, writing about both themselves and about particular subjects. And Fadiman notes that the genre's heyday was the early 19th century and that its greatest exponent was Charles Lamb. Okay, so we can say Charles Lamb's essays are familiar essays. She also suggests that while critical essays have more brain than the heart and personal essays have more heart than brain, familiar essays have equal measures of both. It have brain and heart. So they are familiar with this particular readers, and they write about particular topics that are familiar to the readers. Next kind of essays is history or thesis. A history essay, sometimes referred to as a thesis essay, describes an argument or claim about one or more historical events and supports that claim with evidence, arguments, and references. So, history essay, that is a thesis, describes an argument, claims something or historical events and supports that claim with evidence, historical evidence, arguments, and references. Okay, the text makes it clear to the reader why the argument or claim is as such. Historical, we can say. Then narrative. A narrative uses tools such as flashbacks, flash forwards, transitions that often build to a climax. The focus of a narrative is the plot. When creating a narrative, authors must determine their purpose, consider their audience, establish their point of view, use dialogue, and organize the narrative. A narrative is usually arranged chronologically. Narrative, let's say, kind of a story essay. Okay, the essay which consists a story which wants us to teach something, but it contains a story in it. So for this, the tools used are flashbacks and flash forwards, and they often run towards the climax. Next kind of essay is argumentative. The argumentative essay is a critical piece of writing aimed at presenting objective analysis of the subject matter narrowed down to a single topic. The main idea of all the criticism is to provide an opinion either of positive or negative implication. So, the argumentative essay is a critical piece of writing which aims at presenting objective analysis of some particular subject matter, and that is narrowed down to a single topic. The main idea of all the criticism is to provide an opinion either of positive or negative implication. It means to have argument over in the support or in opposition of a particular topic. As such, a critical essay requires research and analysis, strong internal logic, and sharp structure. Its structure normally builds around introduction with the topic's relevance and a thesis statement, body paragraphs with arguments linking back to the main thesis, and conclusion. In addition, an argumentative essay may include a refutation section where conflicting ideas are acknowledged, described, and criticized. Shh. Each argument of argumentative essay should be supported with sufficient evidence relevant to the point. So, the argumentative essay, which can also be said a critical essay, it requires some research and analysis to give strong logics and sharp structures. Next comes the economic essay. An economic essay can start with a thesis, or it can start with a theme. It can take a narrative course and a descriptive course. It can even become an argumentative essay if the author feels the need. After the introduction, the author has to do his or her best to expose the economic matter at hand, to analyze it, evaluate it, and draw a conclusion. If the essay takes more of a narrative form, then the author has to expose each aspect of the economic puzzle in a way that makes it clear and understandable for the reader. So, economic essay where the writer starts with a thesis and the start or a theme and takes a narrative course or descriptive course in order to describe it. Next comes the reflective kind of essays. The reflective essay is an analytical piece of writing in which the writer describes a real or imaginary scene, event, interaction, passing thought, memory, or form, adding a personal reflection on the meaning of the topic in the author's life. Thus, the topic is focus is not merely descriptive. The writer doesn't just describe the situation, adding a personal reflection on the meaning uh, of the topic in the author's life. Thus, the focus is not merely descriptive. The writer doesn't just describe the situation. Focus is not merely descriptive. The writer doesn't just describe the situation but revisits the scene with more detail and emotion to examine what went well or reveal a need for additional learning and may relate that what transpired to the rest of the author's life. So, the things the author reflects his own experiences, reflects his own interaction or personal arguments over something which has happened to him. It's a kind of memory, reflection of the memory, and the writer revisits the situation by describing the situation. So these are the prominent kind of essays. There are many kind of essays. There is no limitation of categories of essays because it's such a broad topic, it's such a broad theme which can be encompassed, cannot be encompassed into a particular circumference. So anything which is written in a short prose piece can be can be said an essay as we talk into the broader theme. So that's all for the essay. I hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Give me your questions, you can ask your doubts or question in the comment box, or you can directly message me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.